Alright, so we're live now, and tonight's theme for Crypto After Dark is, will Bitcoin hit that double top? We became very close to that double top in my chart prediction, and I feel like we get that double top, we're probably going to get rejected. So I'm going to pull that chart up one more time real quick. Do you guys remember that magic number for that double top? $24,336, and honestly, we went to like 24,000, over 24,100 today. We look at Bitcoin earlier, we were above 24,178, and it started downtrending from there. We had the MACD crossover, RSI sell signals, but moving average has been climbing. Parabolic SAR didn't start dipping until we fell under 24,000. So I feel like that rejection double top, a lot of people started taking profits up there. And then that's when we started getting those red candles. But hey, this may be a cool off period as well. Some people are predicting as high as 27,000 during the small run. And the American government is coming out with a new piece of let's just call it, I'm going to call it another money printer. Basically, they're trying to make another money printer for the stock market with this anti-inflation bill that's going around. So that's very positive news, and that also helped crypto and the stock market climb later today. If anybody read in the announcements earlier on Discord, I put the White House government link for that inflation. I misspelled inflation in there. I typed a reduction act. I'm going to pull up on the stream real quick. So basically, this is the statements from the Biden on Inflation Reduction Act. This is his statements, by the way, so just pretend Biden's speaking. It says, this afternoon I spoke with Senator Schumer and Manchin and offered my support for the agreement they have reached on a bill to fight inflation and lower cost for American families. Now, with this agreement, we have a chance to make prescription drugs cheaper by allowing Medicare to negotiate lower prices, and we can lower health insurance costs for 13 million Americans by an average of $800 a year. That's not even one Ethereum. All right, for families covered under the Affordable Care Act. We will improve our energy security and tackle the climate crisis. For this energy security, they also have another piece of legislation they're trying to pass, and that's going to give over $300 billion worth of funding to a lot of these EV corporations and public development, so keep an eye on that as well. And he says, by providing tax credits and investments for energy projects, this will create thousands of new jobs and help lower energy costs in the future. This bill will reduce the deficit beyond the record-setting $1.7 trillion in deficit reductions we have already achieved this year, which will help fight inflation as well. And we will pay for all of this by requiring big corporations to pay their fair share of taxes, with no tax increases at all for families making under $400,000 a year. This is the action the American people have been waiting for. This addresses the problems of today, high healthcare costs and overall inflation, as well as investments in our energy security for the future. I will have more to say on this later. For now, I want to thank Senator Schumer and Senator Manchin for this extraordinary effort that it took to reach this result. If enacted, this legislation will be historic, and I urge the Senate to move on this bill as soon as possible. for the House to follow as well. So still has to pass the Senate, still has to pass the House. But this may help some of these stocks in the short term gain a little bit of momentum. My biggest fear is right here. This part right here. He says, and we will pay for all of this by requiring big corporations to pay their fair share of taxes. Now, when I see something like this, I know there's some corporations are going to minimize their profits on purpose now so they don't have to pay the increased taxes. You're going to have companies like Facebook looking to invest deeper into their metaverse projects to expand a little bit further. And you're going to have companies like Amazon focus more on expansion so they don't have to pay these increased taxes anyways. So you may have some quarters for some of these stocks that actually show $0 earnings. Some probably negative earnings. And that's my fear for this. Yeah, so that's the thing. You're going to have companies like Tesla that are still qualifying for these energy tax credits. People can buy their cars and get the tax credits. And they can use this extra money as well. They'll buy up their stock. They'll do stock buybacks. But it's going to, some people that read the financials, just be warned. A lot of these companies may seem like they're not really profitable, but keep in mind they're probably expanding deeply during the next 1 to 2 years if this piece of legislation passes. There's no incentive to earn those profits and pay those taxes. Why would you pay? You don't pay taxes if you don't earn money. So here's the thing. Corporations are very good at getting out of taxes. And Amazon's really good for this. Instead of gaining earnings and profits, they put that money right back into development, building additional warehouses and expanding. So on paper, they're not earning profit to pay taxes, but their corporation is growing, so that's a good thing. No, they're going to do it anyways, but the only difference is now they're getting additional tax credits. Now they're getting additional government investments. So not only are they going to probably report no earnings, they're also getting free government money. So this will help their stock price. Okay, they're technically on paper, they're raising the taxes, but that doesn't mean they have to pay taxes. They're increasing the tax percentages, but you don't pay taxes if you don't earn money in America, consume. If you don't earn money, you don't pay taxes. All right, let me rephrase it, okay? The government's increasing tax rate. All right, does that sound better? They're increasing the tax rate. This does not imply that there will be more revenue brought in, okay? But here's the difference, consume. I'm talking about the giants like Amazon. They have the luxury of expanding. Some of these smaller corporations, they don't have that luxury of expanding right now, and some of them just report those profits. They have nowhere to reinvest that money. So you do have a large number of corporations that are actually paying taxes every year. But usually the giants like Amazon, Apple, Tesla, unless they are actually earning money and just keeping those earnings rather than reinvesting, it's a different tax rule. Yeah. It helps pump up the stock price too. It doesn't screw over the small people like you and me. It helps us. The irony of you making that statement while you're on a computer or a cell phone that would have cost over $1 million 10 years ago. These companies actually put money into research, development, and innovate. You would not even be able to make this statement 10 years ago on an electrical device broadcasting online, probably, without spending a lot of money for what we have now technology-wise. So I do feel like over time, the small guys benefit a large amount. Like, nobody had anything compared to an iPhone 13 10 years ago. Nothing remotely close. Even the iPhone 13 now has a better camera than they were making movies with 13 years ago. So I think overall, like, it does benefit the economy, but the tax shield, it does have some other consequences. But here's the thing. If America does lower that tax shield, maybe we'll get more corporations filed in the United States versus other countries. I mean, it's already cheaper to have a corporation in the United States than it is to have a corporation in France. And if those French corporations are operating outside the United States and we just increase the tax by a little bit, they are still going to remain here and not go back to their home country where the tax rate is a lot higher. And then America also has a large amount of land, great for building warehouses and shipping products from state to state to get to customers. America's full of customers. That's one reason a lot of corporations operate in America as well. But the tax rate increase, that's not the big problem, I suppose. For the giant corporations, they're already working their way around it, but it's bad for the smaller corporations. Say you're a corporation, you make $401,000 per year. This de-incentivizes you for earning any dollar over $400,000. Really. And the people that suffer the most, corporations that suffer the most, are going to be in states where they combine income with capital gains, like California. So probably a lot of these corporations will leave California as well, and they'll go down to Texas or other states. YouTube chat wants some TA on Ethereum Classic. Basically, Ethereum Classic is benefiting from the Ethereum merger. So some people have been buying up Ethereum Classic in anticipation if it moves to proof of stake. But yeah, we saw Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg, one of his most recent statements, he admitted they're going to lose billions of dollars per year developing the metaverse. And that may be tough for shareholders to hear. Sometimes shareholders just want those short-term profits. They don't care about the long term. And after the Apple fiasco where they increased those fees for Facebook, after Facebook, technically in the report they have more advertisers now, but they don't have as high user engagement. So now you have a high advertising to user engagement ratio, which is really horrible. And investors ended up dumping the stock on Facebook. Maybe they'll go other places until Facebook burns a lot of money on Meta and then jump back in. Amazon's different than Facebook in my opinion though. Amazon's not just buying products and services. Amazon's about saving customers time. And Amazon's already so big they almost have a monopoly. Warehouses in all the giant cities to do 1 day, 2 day shipping. They have the servers for website hosting, data hosting, and a lot of their profits come from those servers. So if we're in a recession, Amazon can still get sales. Probably not as high a volume, but people will still buy stuff from Amazon. Roku was a good play this week. Buying those Roku puts and just holding them. Some of the puts are already up over 200%, so very happy about that. We already saw Roku was bleeding post-COVID. People are not staying home as much. And then B, TikTok competition. It's just too much. So that's a good question. You use it, but do you need to buy more? I don't even think 8K, 12K doesn't matter unless you're really far away. Right. I was thinking 12K on a giant screen, like a football size screen. Like that would be acceptable for 12K in a sports stadium, but inside a person's house, you don't need more than 4K, and your eye's not going to recognize more than 8K from couch distance. Right. I don't. Yeah. I use 4K. And then I use 5K. After 5K, like you really, it depends on what you're doing. And there's one argument to be made about Amazon as well. Are they leasing this land for the warehouses, or are they buying and owning this land, and will that land value go up as well? It's usually in pretty large cities. I'm gonna go through the letter that Roku sent to shareholders. Let's make this bigger. So this is what they said. Roku, fellow shareholders. Q2, there was a significant slowdown in TV advertising spend. I don't know why they typed that. How do you have a typo? Or maybe this is something they're using in their metrics. Sorry, this just totally threw me off. Like the first sentence, either a typo or something weird. In Q2, there was a significant slowdown in TV advertising spend due to the macroeconomic environment, which pressured our platform revenue growth. Consumers began to moderate discretionary spend. Who wrote this? And advertisers significantly curtailed spend in the ad scatter market. Why are they saying spend instead of spending? We expect these challenges to continue in the near term as economic concerns pressure markets worldwide. In response, we took steps in Q2 to significantly slow both operating expenses and headcount growth. While our revenue and gross profit growth have slowed, we continue to win advertising share and grow active accounts. We remain confident in our industry leadership in TV streaming, the size of our opportunity in front of us, and our unique assets, including the Roku TV operating system, the Roku channel, and our ad platform. Okay, I forgot about this. Yeah. So if you go to Best Buy during November, Black Friday sales stuff, or Walmart, you'll see these Roku TVs pretty cheap compared to their competitors for that 4K resolution. So that's one thing they have. I don't know their profit margin on these Roku TVs though. Let's just get straight into the numbers. So the active accounts in the millions for Q2, they had 63.1 million active accounts. That's a lot. That's a lot of active accounts compared to the number of Americans. Woo. Streaming hours. I don't care about the streaming hours. The platform revenue was $673 million. Okay. The player revenue was about $91.2 million. Their platform's earning gross profit $377 million, but their losses, the player gross profit loss is $22 million. Total gross profit $355 million. If we look down here, but you have to calculate their operating expenses. They are very high operating expense, $465 million. And they actually lost $110 million due to income loss from operations. So that's a lot of money for operations. So for these accounts, 63 million active accounts, that's a lot of accounts. That has to be accounts not only in the United States. Oh yeah, they did mention those 4K. The Roku streaming stick 4K. They say it's the best budget-friendly 4K streaming device. The Roku Ultra, the best full-featured 4K streaming device overall. Okay. And they also have a sound bar. They are predicting that legacy pay TV households in the US is going to eventually drop over the next 2 to 3 years. They do mention inflation. Roku says as consumers' wages and savings are eroded by inflation, consumers can be expected to seek even more value with their discretionary spend, which TV streaming provides. To provide a variety of pricing tier choices, many popular subscription services are launching discounted, ad-supported options. We believe that free ad-supported services like the Roku channel are well positioned to benefit as consumers seek to lower their expenses. God, can you imagine those advertisements on the Roku TV? That they could bring in some money. Alright, see ya. Is this Justin Timberlake? Your mic works. Sounds pretty good. What is this? So apparently they're going to have these shoppable ads as well. They have these shoppable ads on Roku. Does anybody in here use those? Anybody just see an ad pop up on their TV, click it, and then buy the product on their Roku? Like, who watches Roku? They see this advertisement for a camping soft cooler. Like, this is a super small cooler, 35 liters, for $50. And they just click it and place order. I wish I would have chose a different product. They talk about inflation, and then they try to sell you a soft 35-liter cooler for $50. Not the best. If they would have like some Domino's right here, maybe if I'm watching TV, I see a Domino's ad pop up, and I can just go ahead and add it in order, like instantly, and get my pizza. Yeah. But a 35-liter cooler that is soft for $50? God, that's expensive. But this is the interesting part. Let's just go down to the very bottom. Total gross profit only 665 million. Not too much, unless this is in thousands. Yeah, it's in thousands. So 665 million. They're not. They had large net income loss though. They lost a lot per share as well. What's up, Rubs? Rub says that open mic. They have a lot of lost income. So current cash and cash equivalents. It says in thousands. So 2 million thousand. That's a lot. It's like over 2 million thousand. Let's see. Is that 2 billion? Yeah, so that's roughly 2 billion for the cash and cash equivalents. Total assets about $4.3 billion. It's funny when we look at these financial statements for stocks, and then we see the market cap for some of these crypto. Like Doge market cap is worth more than some of these big American corporations. It's very interesting. Let's see. It's like they almost lost 100 million on cash and cash equivalents from December until now. Their inventories increased. Total current assets decreased. Their property and equipment has increased though. So it does seem like their property, either the value went up or they bought more property and equipment. Accounts payable has decreased. Their liabilities have increased a lot as well. Right here, woo! Long-term debt increased by almost tenfold. So their net income loss was, so in June they were profitable, right? Coming right out of COVID and everything, and lockdowns, 2021, but now 2022, they actually lost. This is in thousands, $138 million. Woo! They are citing a lot of depreciation, stock-based compensation expenses, purchase of property and equipment. Yes, they did buy more property and equipment as well. Strategic investments, that was over $40 million. They did repay some of their borrowings, so around $5 million. Not too much repayment though. But they still have cash on hand. But just right here, this net income. People don't like to see net income big losses on your stocks. And let's see here. I have a Discord chart. Let's go to the chart real quick for this. What was it? Roku? So 2 days ago, I put this chart on Roku in the Discord. I mentioned recently they were rejected on double top. Price not only got rejected from double top, but upon full retracement, it broke double bottom. So, in my opinion, this was an artificial pump up, and then boom, people started dumping it. Word came out, people started making this report and getting ready for this report, and then when we actually had the report on the 28th, the price even fell further. We're well under $70 per share right now. But I mentioned this 2 days ago, and the sentiment was bearish 2 days before earnings call. Broke double bottom. It was oversold, but since we broke that double bottom, definitely that strong bearish sentiment. And let's pull up Roku real quick. This is it right after earnings. So actually my screenshot, it was at $78 right here. This was when I mentioned it. And then for some weird reason, it artificially pumped up to 88. People were expecting really good earnings. And then boom, earnings came out. Net income loss over 100 million. Boom. Automatically triggered death cross on 15, and price took a falling knife pattern. And if you look right here, it doesn't look like people caught this falling knife, so I'm expecting it to fall one more time. And this will make the options even more valuable for those people who bought puts. Tomorrow is Friday. Those puts are going to expire for the 29th. So hopefully it falls below $60, maybe in the low 50s tomorrow. But this falling knife pattern after earnings came out today. Woo! And I don't see people buying this up, especially with us potentially going into a recession. And Roku doesn't really benefit too much right now from this legislation that's going along. They literally made a whole report about how inflation could help them against their competitors. That's their logic. But in my mind, if we have a recession that's really bad, I'm not even going to pay for streaming service. I'll go to a library and rent a book. I'm not going to pay for streaming service. That extra $5 to $20 may come in handy for somebody to buy food or something. So, people that bought those puts on Roku are, some are up, most are up over 100%. Some people are up already over 200% on those puts. So, definitely can make money in these bearish trends by buying puts on stocks as well. What's up, everyone? And this was only a 2-day play. If you want to get out, you can sell your puts tomorrow morning and still make the profit. A lot of people I think are going to hold it because this falling knife pattern, I see it ledging down even lower. We may even see Roku under $30 per share. So people that bought puts for a few weeks out definitely are very profitable right now. Because all those puts that were like at $80 or above are way in the profits. Way in the profits. People that bought options thinking this stock was going to go parabolic after earnings were not only completely wrong, they misread the macroeconomic. So definitely be careful about buying option calls if something is expected to go down as well. Anybody have any questions about any charts, anything they see on the news lately? Any concerns with the markets? I'm going to go through and look at Bitcoin real quick. The thing about Bitcoin is we were oversold on the weekly. All right, so it does seem like Bitcoin's been coming down on this hourly, and even the MACD started right here. When you see MACD does this 2 times, it does signify that we're probably already overbought. So I'm going to check the RSI to verify. Oh, I checked the RSI. Yeah, we are overbought. And for this RSI and MACD pattern, I see Bitcoin slowly coming down a little bit. We didn't go all the way to that 24,400 and some change to get rejection, but we came up there. We were rejected before going up there, so Bitcoin did almost hit that double top. And I put the Bitcoin chart up there earlier for you guys. Let me put it up here from the Discord so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Double top. I'll draw some of these charts on other programs so I can just load them back up later. And I just want to say that from what I've seen lately, RSI is going to be a better indicator than Golden Cross or Death Cross. Especially when Ethereum had the Death Cross, the RSI was still completely oversold in 4 hours, so people bought it anyways. Keep in mind that Death Cross, Golden Cross doesn't mean you're going to go up and down dramatically, but the RSI does signify you have room to go up and down dramatically. Alright, and then Doge still has that resistance at 0.077. Trading is not that hard. It's just a lot of waiting and a lot of time. I mean, it's hard if people are greedy though, that's for sure. So this was that Bitcoin post. This was today at 12 o'clock in the morning, so a few, like, way early. Bitcoin is at 23,131 at this time. Some people started taking profits here when we were overbought, but we were not completely overbought. So my thesis for Bitcoin during this time, I said Bitcoin, my thesis for this Bitcoin run is that we may face rejection at this double top of 24,336. Yeah, I'll explain that in a minute, Vatos. I'm still in the Doge long, Vatos. Because I think we could be dipping a little bit as we head closer to midnight and still possibly get this double top on Bitcoin. And I did an Ethereum long earlier and took profits like 24-25% though. But I closed that and did not get back in. A large portion of retail traders will ride to that double top and only start taking profits on the way down as the daily RSI climbs towards 83 plus. Alright, so let's go back and check the daily RSI real quick. Daily RSI definitely not 83 plus right now. But the daily does look like a slow reversal, like this moving average not steadily dipping as much anymore. And I do predict that we can get to that double top before getting overbought up here on the daily. There's definitely room for Bitcoin to do that, so keeping my eyes out for that. And let's go back to the rest of the thesis real quick. I said, keep this in mind when trading at everyone. We went from oversold to overbought on the 4-hour chart in under 24 hours. Price spiked after interest rate news. This happened last time, and the following day the market started dipping. So keep in mind, we are currently in the day for the pump, and then tomorrow on the 29th, possibly expecting the retrace to begin. So may hit that double top right near midnight on the 29th. And then tomorrow may be dipping a little bit as we get overbought. So that's the current situation with cryptocurrency. If anybody else has a different perspective and would like to share it with me, I'm happy to listen. Zigzag says, what do you call these dots? This is parabolic SAR. The indicator is parabolic SAR zigzag, and the dots predict uptrend, downtrend. And the person that designed this indicator basically had the idea that A, you're already in a trade, B, you want to ride that trade until there's a reversal. So that's where this indicator came in. It works for crypto, but it's better for some of these stocks. And I'm going to show you guys a stock that I really like. It's one of my favorite corporations. Just from a corporate standpoint and business model, I think these guys are great. They're terrific at what they do. I'm going to pull up the stock ticker. Stock ticker NVDA, NVIDIA Corporation. And I just want to say my daily buy signal came in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5-6 days ago. Technically 7 if you are using weekly rather than trading days, but NVIDIA buy signal came in. And currently we're probably going to get a golden cross for NVIDIA. Here's why I'm bullish on NVIDIA. And last cycle, I was pretty good at predicting NVIDIA turning into a bull run and then the downtrend. So I'll talk about NVIDIA real quick. My sell signal last time was around 260, buy signal 180. One fundamental thing that can boost this stock is that we have a piece of legislation called the CHIPS bill. Now, this CHIPS bill is going to give $50 billion worth of funding to a lot of these chip manufacturers like NVIDIA, Intel, AMD. It's going to advance research. It's going to advance a lot of stuff to help these companies become competitive. And they want to put America #1 for chips. Well, currently we're really far behind other countries in terms of chips manufacturing. But NVIDIA, surprisingly, they're still #1 for graphic cards. I use the NVIDIA chip in my computer. Still use NVIDIA in workstations. NVIDIA is widely used for 3D rendering. So NVIDIA, since they're near the top of their competition, we also have this CHIPS bill that's looking good for them. I think NVIDIA could become an actually good stock currently. We look at it on the weekly, my parabolic SAR uptrending NVIDIA on the weekly. Last time we had this uptrend, we went from 225 and spiked up to 289 before it started coming back down. This is our first candle for the uptrend on the weekly. And we already oversold NVIDIA on the weekly like 138. NVIDIA is one of those stronger stocks though. It's hard to get completely oversold for NVIDIA. So if you're scalping NVIDIA, keep that in mind. On the longer time frames, really hard for NVIDIA to be completely oversold. The CEO of NVIDIA usually keeps a large majority of his shares, so keep that in mind as well. Really? What do you mean? All of it? What was it an option that expires right now though? I think it was an option. So here's the thing. Some of these politicians have information we don't know. But even if they have that information, if they go in and buy options, but something else happens along the way that they cannot control, they're going to pay the price. Really? He's dumb. Why would he do that? Why would he dump it one day before the vote? I wonder if they were forced to do that so they don't have to go under investigation. Yeah. All right, so I am. Yeah. So I guess they dumped their shares, so they didn't really benefit from the bill. But man, like they sold probably $30 cheaper than right now. That's a big hit to a portfolio. The CHIPS bill did pass, but it's going to take time for all that funding to go around. It passed with 243 to 187. Wow. So Joe Biden has to sign it into law now, though. That's the only thing waiting for it, and then they can start with the funding. Yeah, they're probably going to get all their emails and stuff scrutinized now as well. And keep in mind, Nancy Pelosi's husband, he was in the news recently for drunk driving as well. He had a car wreck while drunk driving. Let's see if that article is still in the news. Yeah, a lot of news deleted the article, but here it is. I'll pull it up on YouTube. So this is, yep, her husband, Paul Pelosi, charged with DUI over California crash. And the police let him go too. And the district attorney didn't press charges. Paul Pelosi, husband of Nancy Pelosi, was charged Thursday with misdemeanor driving under influence in connection to a crash last month in Northern California, causing injury and driving with point. Like, he even caused injury as well to the other driver. It was a Porsche that hit a Jeep. And right as Pelosi's car tried to cross a state road, a blood sample was taken. His blood alcohol was 0.082%, just over the legal limit. So it's not completely over, but it's just a little bit over. And he only had a $5,000 bill. It says no one was hurt in the crash. And the driver of the Jeep was not arrested. Why would the driver be arrested? Wow. And if convicted as charged, he could face a minimum of 5 days in jail and up to 5 years probation, along with fines. The district attorney office said his vehicle could also have an ignition interlock device installed. He will appear at court again on August 3rd. So keep that in mind. And honestly, guys, if you're drunk driving and you injure somebody, you should probably go to prison. It's not safe to drunk drive. Maybe in the future, people should make some better decisions when driving. But if you're insider trading, definitely go to prison. All right, Bitcoin's trying to bounce back up. Let's look at the Bitcoin chart. None. Insider trading or drunken driving. Either one, go to prison. Yeah, Bitcoin's trying to come back up here. Well, if you got complete, let's say if you're a politician, you're emailing some employee of the company that's working on research and they're telling you secret information. Both you and that employee should go to prison. Say there's a big defect in a company, or there's not even a defect. Say there's a hedge fund that's shorting the stock heavily, and they just go around and start paying these employees to sabotage stuff. Whoever's shorting it with that information and paying other people to sabotage, both of them should go to prison. Also, driving and texting. I really hate those motherfuckers. You're driving and texting. Not only are you reckless, you're also setting at lights too long, people. There's an idea that stoplights should make a noise when they're changing color so people that are texting don't look, but I don't want to encourage people to text and drive. Hello, everyone. You think so? I don't know. I don't think the data is ready in America. I think we're going to be dead before that happens. I don't think that, I don't know, I don't like cars with all those sensors and stuff. It's just a hassle. It's just a big hassle. So you want to control the car's function as well? What if you have to? What if you have to tailgate? So what if you're about to get hit from behind and your only chance is speeding up and then swerving over real quick? I've seen that in multiple videos. So who's paying for this, Drew? That sounds expensive. So somebody wants some TA on Doge. We did get the Golden Cross popped in, but unfortunately Golden Cross popped in at the same time we're overbought. So like I mentioned earlier, our site weighs a lot more than moving averages and Golden Cross Def Crosses up here. I do predict a small pullback before trying to go up higher for Doge. We do have that strong resistance at 7.7 cents, moderate support at 5.73 cents. We did wick down to 6.01 in that last downtrend before being completely oversold and losing that bearish momentum and starting to climb back up. So I think Doge right here, after we broke that ascending wedge, it started downtrending and we're trying to climb back up again. I may draw another wedge and see if it breaks, but I think we're gonna break a little bit on the short time. But long term, if this inflation reduction bill passes, if we actually do stimulate the economy to go to bullish, I would probably think about acquiring Doge in the next few dips, acquiring more. I already have Doge in the spot bag, but I want to acquire more on those dips. Do I acquire Doge when the RSI is high, overbought? No, definitely not. Do I acquire Doge when the RSI is completely oversold on 4 hour or more? Yes, I do. So right now on Doge, probably a waiting game. People are waiting and watching. I think it's downtrending. And guys, August, that Mt. Gox Bitcoin comes out. It's only like 100,000 and some change, but keep in mind, that could mess up some people on margin. Yeah, if you're watching my YouTube live while driving, probably listen to the audio, but don't look at the screen. Look out your windshield. Caius, you took what I said completely out of context. Caius says, Tame the Ark, multiple times you said Doge will reach 21 cents before being oversold on the weekly again. First of all, I never said oversold. Oversold indicates the price is low and the RSI is at the bottom. I said overbought. That means your golden line is going to be up here at the top. So let's look at Doge on the weekly. And let's hide the drawings. So basically this RSI, we're still oversold. Overbought, it hasn't even came close to that 83 RSI on a weekly yet. So we definitely have room to hit 21.45 cents before this RSI goes up to 83 and above. I mentioned in the 90s as well, so we're not even close to that RSI being there yet, Caius. And then after 21, we're going to have to watch it and see where that RSI goes, if we're constantly uptrending or if there's other bearish catalyst comes out. So I'm not a psychic. I can't tell you the price after that 2145. I told you that 2145 on the indicator. Now after that happens, maybe there's a big news article or something bad comes out. Maybe monkeypox will affect straight people also. Who knows? We got to keep in mind these things can change. And then maybe the White House will change the definition of recession and say that we're no longer, not even close to recession, right? So we don't know. What's the opposite of recession, YouTube? Do you guys know the word of opposite of recession? Anybody? Because I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Pretty sure when the economy starts booming again, they'll use the definitions for when it's booming. But the White House, if they don't like something, they'll change the definition. They changed the definition of vaccine before, and now they're just changing the definition of recession. And then they're saying on national television, that's not the definition of recession. When you have all these historical dictionaries quoting, that's what a recession is. So be careful. Keep in mind, a lot of these politicians are also investors at the end of the day. So keep in mind, if they want stuff to go up, they can make it go up. If they want an industry to go down, they can make it go down. They can make it harder. DP got it right. DP said expansion. He's the first person to get the correct answer. Congrats, DP. So yeah, I bet when we have an expansion and the Democrats are in charge, they'll go with the definition of expansion. They won't change it. But they're trying to change the definition of recession for the first time in like the last 50 years. But yeah, that monkeypox. If monkeypox starts affecting straight people, then maybe there's going to be another pandemic and we may have to worry about something like that. So be careful out there. Currently, if you want to get the monkeypox vaccine, you have to be a gay man. So that's a big problem right now. Oh, they changed their website. Their website the other day, they... Let's see this one. I think they changed their website after some backlash. Did I put the link in memes channel probably? Let's see. Maybe they already updated the requirements website, because that was a very weird website requirement. You have to be gay to get a vaccine. That's very weird. Thankfully I took screenshots of it before and put it on Discord though. One New York City. All right. Oh. So this is from New York City government website. If you want to get the monkeypox vaccine, right here. You have to be either gay, bisexual, or so for this Gyneos vaccine, eligibility during this phase is restricted to gay, bisexual, or other men who have sex with men, and transgender, gender non-conforming, or gender non-binary persons age 18 and older who have had multiple or anonymous sex partners in the last 14 days. So, I don't know. I guess women and straight guys are not spreading this monkeypox disease too much. My mic is bad. Sorry, what? Can you hear me? Alright. But yeah, how do you have this disease and you call it a pandemic? But then at the same time you tell people that, hey, they can't get the vaccine unless they're gay or bisexual or all these other requirements. Just offer the vaccine to anybody, right? But apparently it's just being transmitted among gay people, what they're seeing. And then it's weird because I saw a few cases where kids had this as well. From my understanding, it says most often spread through direct contact with a rash or sores of someone who has the virus. It can also spread through contact with clothing, bedding, and other items used by a person with monkeypox, or from respiratory droplets that can be passed in prolonged close contact. Transmission can occur during sex or other close physical contact. So, look guys, if you see somebody with a rash on their body, for the love of God, don't rub your body on that rash. If somebody has a flu, if somebody has a fever, for the love of God, don't make out with that person. And look, New York City says, to reduce the chance of getting or spreading monkeypox, do not engage in sex or other close physical contact, such as the touching, massage, kissing, if you or your partners are sick. If your partner is sick, make them some chicken soup. Don't have sex with them. Anybody have any comments on that? Yeah, lentil soup's pretty good too. Speaking about nailing it on the head, if they have a big fat rash on the head of a body part, don't put your mouth on that rash. Jesus. And guys, if you find an anonymous hookup on the internet and you walk into that room and all the lights are off, probably walk back out of that room or turn on a light. Come on. If you're not looking, you're going to get caught. But yeah, guys, definitely don't do it completely in the dark for the first time with somebody you met on the internet. Alright guys, I'm going to turn on my video camera on Discord. Can you let me know if this looks like monkeypox? 1 second. Next video comes out. First YouTuber with monkeypox. God. I can't imagine. Actually, in New York City, the health department wants to change the name of monkeypox as well, because they find the word racist. And after I read that article, the first thing I thought about was that Bored Ape Yacht Club video that I put in videos, where the guys made a whole 1-hour documentary on how Bored Ape Yacht Club uses racist imagery and is linked to Nazi. The video makes sense. Lots of racist imagery in that NFT collection, so I think it was intentional as well. It's not random, a lot of the stuff those guys drew. I never bought a Bored Ape Yacht Club. I never invested in their NFTs. I did trade the coin a few times, shorting and longing though. But it's very interesting, some of the imagery they use, especially if you look at it deeper and analyze it. Like, I never really looked at the NFT collection and see how the apes look like. What's up? I think that video that came out definitely will hurt that NFT collection and their platform. Oh, so Bunny King has a question. He's thinking about using Coinbase to fund his wallet and then transfer to KuCoin. Yeah, Coinbase. If you just buy XLM on Coinbase, you can transfer that to KuCoin. But ideally, you want to buy it like when the market's dipping, not after it pumped. If you want to get that best rate, especially if you're using over $1,000. It's still pretty expensive to fund these crypto accounts. That's one of the problems with trading, right? I go fund my stock account. I'm not paying additional fees. They want my money. They want me to buy and sell stocks. But Coinbase, whoo, these fucking fees. You got a fee to deposit money to buy crypto. You got a fee to transfer the crypto. You got a fee to cash out the crypto. Like, come on, guys. Too many fees. You're not going to get our money in your platform if you do stuff like that. Oh, God. Doug Hollander in YouTube chat says he's going to start rubbing up on animals until he starts his own pots. If he can find one, he's going to start Sasquatch pots. Oh, Jesus. Alright, definitely don't rub up on animals. There are ways you can deposit on Coinbase and minimize those fees, though. Oh, yeah. You guys ever see The Boys on Amazon? One of the characters on there has relations with an octopus. Does it sound like fun? I would be afraid. Anything that has more strength than me that could just break off body parts, I would be afraid to put an arm or finger or any other part near that animal. Oh, Anna Hartgrove wants me to draw my wedge for the downtrend. You want me to, well, we don't have a downtrend wedge right now in Hartgrove. We were uptrending. Already broke the downtrend, so Doge already broke this downtrending wedge. Now we're uptrending, so I would have to draw the upward uptrend and see if we are going to break it. Crypto King says, why are you watching shows where people are having relations with animals? Well, it's an interesting show, and they made a meme out of it, Crypto King. And the guy is basically half animal himself. Some sea creature. It'd be like Aquaman mating with a fish. But, let's see. So this was my wedge before for Doge. This angle is slightly higher. Definitely way higher. This because we ran up faster. Crypto King $2 super chat says, can you show the ribbons on other 4-hour Bitcoin? Let's see Bitcoin. What do you mean show the other ribbons? So this is Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart, Crypto King. And you want me to add something else up here? What do you mean by show the ribbons, Crypto King? Okay. 1 day. Oh, you want to see EMA? You want to see 200-day EMA for Bitcoin? I can just add an indicator for the moving averages. So for the let's take off the 20. And then for the 200 moving average, let's make the 200 moving average white. So this is going to be the 200 moving average. And let's just put it on here. It's a little bit hard to see, so I'm going to zoom in for you. It actually isn't that thick. Let's do it. So this line right here at the top is the top of the moving average for Bitcoin, 200. Let's take off the histogram. Too much white under there. I just wanted a thicker line, but they made this really thin line. So if you see right here, when I do that white for the moving average, it's going to also look similar to the MACD crossing up here as well. Because in this short time frame, our MACD moving average line, we are having a spike in the moving average. We are crossing over that 200 EMA. And that's on the 4-hour chart. Thank you, Crypto King. He said, yes, I love watching how you do TA with the ribbons team. You are the bomb. Thank you, Crypto King. Let's just look real quick, though, on the daily with this moving average. Do you see the difference on the 200 EMA? The Bitcoin 200 EMA is closer to 32,500. Our current price is at under 24,000. And if you look at my golden cross, for the golden cross, I have the fast moving average period 13 and slow moving average 49. But on that 200 day, on the 200, we're very far below. Junior says, what's the name of the show? It's called The Boys. Crypto King says 200 EMA is close to 32K. Yeah. Yeah, it's up here. 32,512. 32,552. And we're well below the 200 EMA. So, if you guys don't know what EMA is, basically it's the exponential moving average. And let's see real quick. I just want to see. I have to go back further through and check some of the moving average prices. So if you look back here, yeah, as predicted. Back in October, climbing up November on that price spike, it does make sense that we are well above that moving average, exponential moving average 200. And as we start dipping, it does make sense that we're far below the 200 exponential moving average. But let's look at it on the weekly. If you look on the weekly for the exponential moving average for Bitcoin for 200 EMA, it's kind of like we're almost there, touching it, 25,000. So Bitcoin's real price right now, value based off of this, is closer to 25,000, and we're slowly increasing that EMA since June 2021, and we've increased it a lot thanks to that big run up back in October, November. And if we get another run up again, definitely the EMA is going to slowly increase. Thanks, Crypto King. And some people will build a buy and sell indicator based off of the exponential moving average. This indicator is kind of similar to some moving averages combined with it. And basically, I think once we cross above this 200 EMA again, break above 25,000 and hold, my weekly buy signal will come in. If someone was to sit here and watch my weekly buy signal, it would be like watching paint dry until it turns. So I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait, thank God. All I have to do, I just right click. I add an alert on my buy sell signal, and then boom. And then once I get this alert, then I can look. I don't have to wait. It can send an email, pop up, notify on the application. I can make it play alarm sound. So I just set this alert. I don't want to watch that weekly buy and sell signal because it can literally take weeks before this indicator changes. And I don't want I'll put the expiration in August. I think it's going to happen before then. And right here, tame, buy, sell, order strategy. And it just has to get the new strategy. All right. And boom, my alert's in there. And if I want to cancel my alert, I'll go up to the alarm clock on the top right and cancel the alert. But this is my weekly chart. Glad you made a killing, Crypto King. In my Discord, I have a channel for people to show off their scalps on what they earn. And then I'm trying to give people an NFT based off of these positions where they're showing consistently their earning. Right here, for example. This is Sinlos. He just did a trade on OP. That's a little bit risky in my opinion. He called it what was moving up. Definitely risky. Zeusy say he lost 150% catching. But I think he already cashed out on Ethereum. I'm pretty sure Ethereum already ripped up from that. Crypto Rocket. And if people are consecutively taking profits, I award them with a paper hands roll as well, so that it's like a display badge they can show other people like, hey, look, I'm taking profits. And even stuff like this, 1%, 2% profits, like Consume had here, these that add up. I did mention that Luna C is gambling. Gotta be very careful with Luna C. A lot of people are using KuCoin. Some people are using Binance. Just depends on where you're from. And sometimes if I take profits, I'll try to put a chart as well to let people know why I took profits, where I took profits at. So I think everybody that posted in here already has that paper hands roll. All right, so let's change Bitcoin chart from the weekly. I think if you just set up a bunch of trading view alerts, it can make your trading a lot better as well. You spend less time having to watch the charts. Absolutely. So let me hide the drawings for this. YouTube chat from Dogecoin Weekly Report says, tametheark put Doge on the weekly and Bitcoin on the weekly, but go back to 2014 for Bitcoin and look at the pattern. It's the same as Doge Weekly now. Okay. Yeah, I can see it happening similar. From a fundamental, Doge has Elon Musk that can help pump up the price of Doge in the future. I can't promise you guys anything, but it's some expectations of other people out there. Now, last time my sell signal came in for Doge, it was up here at around 24 cents. So, sell signal at 24, we're already down under 6. No clear indicator of reversal on the weekly yet, but I'm expecting the buy signal to come in soon. Maybe if we even wick down under 4 and then get some support, but Doge, we're just waiting. So trading is a waiting game. If you're doing trading as a guessing game versus a waiting game, you're going to have different results. So maybe sometimes you win really big, but other times you lose really big as well. Whereas the guys that are waiting, you maybe get a small loss here, small loss there, but then some steady gains along the way. And then right here, Doge going like this pattern from nothing moving up and down to up here. This shows that Doge was adopted by the crypto community. So going from nothing and then getting increased volume and climbing the community. And if we get similar volume like this before and people are still holding Doge above 6 cents, we can make it towards $1. Thank you guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's put it on a shorter time frame. The longer I'm watching this, the more I feel like we're in that retracement still. Like this is clear sign of the short-term reversal downtrend. And I put in Discord earlier, the last time the Fed increased the interest rate and the price started spiking, the day after that price spike, market started correcting and we had a continued downtrend. So be cautious. Don't FOMO in at the top. Crypto King says, Tame, how do you know so much about trading? Well, just reading a lot. Crypto King. Read different books about trading. Study charts for a while. Try to recognize different patterns. And in crypto, you can just look up wallets as well, see when crypto is moving from wallets. So guys, I have a quick question for you. What do you guys think about the Crypto King NFT that I gave out so far? You think it looks pretty cool or no? Very simple. I'm going to send Vlad one for the crypto profits. He's been taking pretty regular profits on his scalps for Vlad. Let me look over those scalps real quick. For Vlad, let's see real quick. Show off your scalps. Discord's alphabetical order. And then we're just going to look at Vlad's real quick recently. And then I think Buffalo Trader, he'll probably win one as well for the Crown of Crypto Profits. And possibly Zeusy coming up as well. It definitely helps if you add some charts as well when you take profits. Half a milli as well, definitely. What? Oh, I think Vlad's been posting somewhere else. He's been posting in share your position. Alright. So this is our share your position where people enter trades and stuff. And then we mention when we close. Some people have not been mentioning when they close their trades though. I got into an ETH long earlier on a micro dip and then took profits at 1780. And ETH has done nothing but slowly come down since that 1780 earlier. Now we're at like 1711. But yeah, let's look at Vlad's real quick. His place right here. Unless he put it in charts. I don't know where he put it. Yeah, he's posting his profits and charts. That's the problem. Not the right channel. Let's see. We just post a lot in charts and stuff. People have different strategies for trading. Like for me, for example, I will never trade Jasmine. I will never trade AMP. But some other people, they'll trade those coins. So it's all about our risk tolerance. Oh God. That was a very inappropriate meme. But right here yesterday at 4 o'clock, Vlad closed. He said, close my longs exactly at 23K and now I'm short. Original plan was 23.5K, but Dow rejected exactly on my line. So I took the safe play and shorted 22.9. And this was his position he shared. His capital's made like, his profit for this was over 1,000%. So he earned $45,000. And then for the Ethereum play, he was up over 497%. So that's another $41,000. And then come down here, he actually lost over $5,000 on the Bitcoin short. I don't know if he closed the position yet, but I think he may have closed that one in a loss. So definitely keep in mind this stuff. And I'm warning people every day that are shorting. If you're shorting, be warned. On the weekly, we're oversold on all of these cryptos. On that weekly, being oversold means that we have room that some days that price could spike 5%, other days 10%. So be very cautious, especially stuff like Ethereum Classic. Ethereum, when you have these network upgrades. I took a 23% loss on a Doge short. I'm at a Doge long the other day too. I did a Doge long right before the Tesla earnings, and then earnings showed they sold their Bitcoin. So be very careful for some of these plays and try to use your stop losses. Like if you know it's going to be risky, when you're setting up your position, you can put the stop loss in the order as well, so that when you buy it, you already have your stop loss, so you don't have to spend more time. But right here, it looks like a downtrend still, so. Small downtrend. We definitely have to cool down. We were overbought. Jay says, how accurate is your buy sell signal? Would I be able to adjust it to scalp, and what time frame is it on? Thanks. So this buy sell signal is just a lagging indicator. It's more better to use on a weekly time frame to get more confirmation. If you're trading off of it, we can look over real quick. Some time frames, like on the hour, 4 hour, is going to be more accurate. Sometimes in short time frames, 5 minute works if you're in parabolic movement, Jay. So I'll go over that for you real quick. Let's compare real quick. All right, so this is my weekly buy sell signal, Jay. So the first buy signal came in down here around around $9,300. So the buy signal came in 9,300, sell signal at 52,000. That's a huge spread on the weekly. Anybody that made this trade more than 500% their money on this trade. Well, people sold their Bitcoin 52,000, and keep in mind it wicked all the way up to 66,000. So that's a huge difference, right? People that followed the parabolic SAR would have probably taken profit close to 37,000, got back in a little bit higher, 38, and then rode it all the way up until coming down at 53. So around the same. Around the same. Just the parabolic, they got around 2 more scalps in. They bought it at 38,000, then sold it at 55,000. After that last sell at 55,000, they didn't buy it on the weekly, and they were able to watch the price drop by more than half. So on the weekly, this was very accurate. It was a very good indicator for a lot of traders, Jay. But keep in mind, this is for Bitcoin, something with a little bit more historical data. Dogecoin doesn't have all that historical data yet. And if we use it on the 5 minutes, I'll show you what happened on the 5 minutes recently for Bitcoin. Oftentimes, a lot of these candles, you're going to see the buy and the sell around the same price. Most of the times. Like right here, the buy and sell are around the same price for these two candles. But sometimes, just sometimes, you'll get a buy candle way down here, like 22,900, and then the sell signal pops up at 23,860. So that's a whole $1,000 difference. So a lot of the times you're buying and selling at the same price, right? You're buying and selling around the same price, but then sometimes you'll get these big price spikes. So a lot of times you're buying and selling around the same price. And then sometimes you get these big price spikes. If you get better at using relative strength index, MACD, and then looking at the order book, you can probably make really good entries. And if that sell signal comes in and you haven't taken profit yet, you probably come to that realization that, hey, I probably should have taken profits. Maybe I'll take profits now on these longer time frames. Let's see how this worked on the hourly for Bitcoin. So this last trade on the hourly, the buy signal came in at 21,000. So the price is already up over $2,000. $2,400 price is up right now for my buy signal for Bitcoin. And the sell signal is probably going to come back in soon as we drop on the RSI. But if somebody would have bought it up here on the high RSI, they probably would have taken profit using the RSI up at 23,000. Well, that's just looking at 1 hour being blind to the larger time frames. If you zoom out on 4 hour, you see that you have room for that RSI to go up. So it's not an indicator that you use by itself. You have to pair it with other indicators for those entries and exits. My logic was that, hey, Bitcoin was oversold. Probably want to get some Bitcoin or something that I like Dogecoin that follows it. So going into the 4 hour, we see that the RSI was not all the way overbought yet, but it is overbought now and starting to come back down. So definitely seeing that RSI. Maybe it will do one more spike up, but man, it's getting dangerous here. It looks like we are completely overbought. And it's a blessing, honestly. One of the worst aspects, in my opinion, of trading is that we have to wait and watch. Going from overbought up here to oversold in one day would be a great blessing for somebody like me. But for long-term holders, they hate to see that price drop fast. Just July 26th, we were oversold on the 4 hour. And then 2 days later, completely overbought. Completely overbought. Even 1 day later, completely overbought up here at 23,393. So stuff like this is a blessing. Stuff like this is a blessing. But right now, what we want to see on the weekly, RSI is slowly climbing back up. So look, on the weekly, if RSI is this oversold like this and then we start climbing, it's very possible to be completely overbought on short time frames and still steadily climb 1,000 per day and eventually reach that 39K again. So be very careful with your shorts right now. Super careful with your shorts. Crypto King wants to check out the DXY. We can check out the DXY. Let's look at DXY real quick. And this is the US dollar currency index. On the weekly right here, it's been climbing. From May until now, we've gained well over 18%. And parabolic SAR is still uptrending, and we're completely overbought on the weekly for the DTC. So that's one thing to concern about. This MACD is so high above zero as well, and it's starting to cross down. This MACD, if the DTC starts falling, woo, look on those 5 minutes, and it was coming down pretty fast. Generally, if you get overbought on something on a weekly, on these 5 minutes, when we come down pretty fast and pretty hard. Yeah, so there is this prediction that once the DTC does crash, because Kong said he wanted it to crash, there's a prediction that once this starts coming down, more cash is going to go into the crypto market, driving up crypto prices. So that is one price prediction people are seeing, that if the DTC goes down, DXY, then crypto goes up. We've slowly been coming down since July 14th. Slowly coming down. See how the DTC is way above the 200 EMA? It's like right now it's over 6% over. And then you have stuff like Bitcoin completely under the 200 EMA. So that could be a good comparison. If anybody wants to make a chart on that, I encourage you. Look at the DTC 200 EMA and then look at Bitcoin EMA and then line them up, compare them throughout history and see what happened to those EMA lines. It's very interesting to look at. I can compare. I try to put Bitcoin on there to compare, but Bitcoin's just so much. It just breaks the chart. Alright, so it's hard to compare Bitcoin on there to that thing. So, but do multiple screenshots. Crypto King says, why is it that if the DTC goes down, crypto goes up? Why? Well, crypto can be a little bit fast to move money around. And it could be possible that people are taking US dollars and buying stuff like securities during that time. So crypto likes to follow securities like stocks. And if the dollar is getting a little bit weaker, people are going to buy stocks because they think stocks will go up. Well, if some of the stocks are going up, they also want to buy cryptocurrency too, because Bitcoin has been massively adopted by retail traders. My weekly buy signal for the DXY was on 29th of March. and it's slowly been climbing. Sell signal will probably come in here. Golden cross came in a little bit later. Let's see what happened 29th of March 2021 for Bitcoin. So if you look right here, 29th of March candle for Bitcoin, Bitcoin has actually spiked above 60,000. So as that DXY started going up, Bitcoin started coming down. And the only difference is Bitcoin went down and curved back up, whereas the DXY just started curving back up. So on this period, it's very interesting. From July until November, not only is the DXY going up, but Bitcoin and the market are both going up as well. So you have to keep in mind, they're not always going to be completely opposite. And if they're both going up, it kind of hints that there isn't really a limited supply of money. It's almost like we have unlimited money. Just too much money in the markets. If both the DXY, Bitcoin, stock market, everything going up at the same time, there's a limited amount of money. And we're just getting unlimited money in the markets, what it feels like on the charts. So I know our governments are constantly printing money, not just the US government, but other countries as well. Sometimes you have other countries print way more of their currency though. And when they print their currencies, they try to dump it on the market to get other currencies. Well, the problem is all these traders catch them and they don't even buy their currency. And they've already minted their currency and the price goes down towards zero. But yeah, on the weekly chart, Bitcoin's getting ready to change. Right here, we're getting closer to this moving average for Bitcoin, and we're getting closer to midnight as well. Some people are probably thinking this could be a potential bull trap for Bitcoin. You said look at DXY last 2 minutes. Right, so let me explain this to you real quick. 106.11 to 106, that's a big change. And after our last big def cross on the minute, it did start going down. Yeah, the DXY is kind of dipping a little bit. Thank you for the super chats, Crypto King. But yeah, the DXY has slowly been coming down. And it was overbought on the weekly. I do see the DXY come down as it's overbought on the weekly and people move money around. I don't think it's technically a bull trap, Thor, but I did warn people that Bitcoin on the 4-hour, we would probably get that double top. I'll pull that up again real quick, guys. So I put this in on my Discord. Technically at 12 o'clock in the morning before we started spiking on Bitcoin. And I warned people we had this double top at 24,336. And the thesis in Discord was that we're probably going to get towards that double top and then get rejection. We'll be overbought and then start coming back down. And we already came up there close. We were less than $200 away. And it was rejected earlier and started coming back down. So we'll see. People are still waiting. People are still watching in charts. Like up here, I'm going to draw that line up here as well. If we can break this top from earlier today, that can be good for Bitcoin, but we have to break it. We have to hold. If we don't break it and hold, and we start going under this 200 EMA, definitely well below this golden cross line, then we're definitely in trouble for Bitcoin. Thanks for the super chats, Crypto King. I'm going to be right back. One moment. I'm going to have to use the bathroom. If anybody else wants to do any talking, feel free. I'll come right back. Are you talking, Drew? Okay, you were very quiet for a second. I'm back. What? Why fuck it, Louis Meta? Okay. Let me look at the HETS chart real quick, okay? Drew, you think Doge will get to $1 before HETS? Oh my god. Look at the weekly chart for HETS. No, the weekly chart still looks pretty dang good for HETS. And look at the RSI. It follows pretty well. Like for some of these altcoins and DeFi, HETS has a great chart. Some of these other DeFi, they start out high and just come down, 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 down. HETS is good. And by design, HETS is supposed to increase in value over time as the T-shares get more expensive. So, by design. You see this circle right here? This is when I mentioned HETS in my Discord last year. We were around 5 to 6 cents in HETS. And then after I mentioned in Discord, if anybody bought HETS, they had all the way up until the week of September. That's when it was finally done being overbought on the weekly and then started coming down. So great buy, even though we're completely overbought up here. But keep in mind, HETS has very low trading volume. So thank God there's no futures for this thing with low trading volume. Like, for example, last week, our candle was only 16.49 million volume. So some weeks we'll have like some big volume and other weeks like very low volume. So HETS definitely has potential on this longer term, especially after their Pulse Chain project comes out for that swap. Woo. That last weekly sell signal though was brutal for HETS at 11 cents. especially after the DPO when Brian Armstrong went on the news the day before and then dumped the stock the same day. So here's the thing about HETs for Tame the Ark. Oh, Doge is actually climbing pretty well versus Bitcoin right here. Bitcoin's dipping while Doge is climbing on a 15-minute, guys. Just letting you know, Doge is still climbing. That buy signal for Doge was at 6.666. 6.66 cents. Still climbing up. 15. For HETs, yeah. So all my Luna profit, I took it and put it into another HET stake for over 5 years. My 7-year stake that I had before is only like 6 years now, so that's not bad. And then I took a lot of HETs before that I had as well, extra HETs. I sold it around 35 cents and did a stake, not a stake, but like a sacrifice for Pulse HETs. And I don't get anything back until Pulse HETs comes back. And after Pulse HETs, now I'll get those points and everything and then be able to trade on their exchange, but still kind of locked in. I did not hear about that. Ooh. I don't understand the grayscale Bitcoin price being down under Bitcoin price. It's like fake. What are people buying? What are people buying? And guys, you want to see my midnight snack? No, every day I've been telling you guys to save money. I eat a snack that's delicious, cheaper than candy. Half a watermelon. It's very delicious. And guys, I finally figured out why I wake up with a morning wood every morning. Like, watermelon increases your testosterone by a lot, apparently. Watermelon. Okay, Drew, you didn't have to say that, but okay. But yeah, this watermelon is thicker than Nicki Minaj. Probably wetter too. I'm not gonna lie. Yep, it's wetter and thicker than Nicki Minaj. So definitely looking forward to eating this watermelon. I already took some bites earlier, so I think this is about, if I had to guess, maybe 23 pounds. So I'm about to put this 23-pound watermelon inside my belly. And yeah. So bear in mind, I'll probably be munching on that while trying to look over these charts. But Doge is actually looking pretty good on this 15-minute parabolic SAR uptrend. I think Doge has room to break that 7 cents again. Especially if an Elon tweet comes out. And that's just icing on the cake. Okay, you didn't have to word it right before I put a nice piece of watermelon in my mouth. So Drew, let me ask you a question. All right, Deeds, let me ask you a question then, since you said that. Do you feel like NFTs are a scam? Yes. I'm making an NFT collection. If you were to make an NFT collection, do you think you could do one on the Ethereum blockchain for free or no? What do you think about those Ethereum gas fees after the merger? So if that Ethereum upgrade does make gas fees cheaper, do you think people will still use Matic, Solana? Right. Well, there's still a limited number of transactions people are going to be able to do, and if they're expecting it to get this mass adoption, how are we going to get the mass adoption and still handle all that load on their network? So I think people will still use other networks like Matic. No. I think Cardano's garbage. Cardano's not better than Hets by design. No way. How's it better than Hets by design? Let's look up the Cardano chart. Look at this weekly chart on Cardano. Back before the big Binance and everything, all these exchanges listing, it's around 11 to 20 cents, and then spiked as high as $3. And for me, Cardano, the platform and what John Hopkins is doing, I would probably stay away. A lot of people stayed away after that dip in August. It's just risky for Cardano. Yeah. Crypto King says, check out Strong. What platform is Strong on? Strong. If it's on Coinbase, I'm gonna look at the chart real quick. Trading, I don't know, my trading view is so lagging right now. Is my internet working? I can hear you. I hear you, buddy. Might check Tame the Ark. Might check Tame the Ark. And my trading view just doesn't want to load Strong. I can't load Strong. That's weird. Yes, sir. Yet Doge broke 7. Woo! Thank you for the $2 super chat, Crypto King. He says this is one is for looking strong on KuCoin. I can't load. It's not working. All right, I had to refresh TradingView app data. Jesus Christ, no. Look at this thing. It went from like $7 up to $9 spike really fast, and this is a weird pattern right here. Not only did it spike up fast, but look, Drew, I'm not lying. The volume is only 3. KuCoin for strong. It's only 3 volume. Ah, woo! 3 of that coin. $9.81. Like these candles. All right, the biggest candle I see right here was 163 volume. Keep in mind, these are 15-minute candles. Yeah, so on this 4-hour candle, the biggest 4-hour is only 13,000 volume, and it had a giant wick. So people slowly buying it, but man, it went from $5 to $9 on this super low volume. So I don't like to trade this super low volume. The weekly looks bad. Not only did it retrace because it was around, oh my god, the weekly is horrible, Drew. This thing was spiked up over $1,000 before and just came down since then. It looks like a slow rug pull. And the biggest weekly candle was only 268,000 volume. Let's check it out real quick. So this is Nomics data, and it actually has a grade of D, really bad grade for transparency. Circulating supply is around 400,000 tokens, but the Mapsum supply right now, they said 528. I think this is possible to change. I would have to check the white paper and everything. But why did this thing run up to 1,000 and come down under $9? No. It took weeks. The thing that scares me, that super low volume. And look. The number one exchange that has the trading is KuCoin. Wow. Did it get delisted from any other exchange or something? Let's check their website too. Oh, there. Gotta reload that. Let's check this real quick. My AT&T is having trouble here. I've been having trouble on the Wi-Fi and router. I gotta update that. Let's go to. Let's see. Where can I find more information on Strong? Maybe Twitter. Oh, I gotta log in Twitter. Let me log in real quick so you don't see my passwords. Hets 5555. So my internet's been disconnecting and connecting sometimes on the router. Let's see. Let's go to Strong. Let's just search up here. The name? I don't like the volume. What about if you set a settlement at the all-time weekly double top at 175 for Ethereum Classic, and you force yourself to sell with spike? There's quite a lot of YouTube videos that came out last year, October last year. Right here, this is when the videos came out. The price of 600 going to 1,000, and the videos were showing evidence that it was a scam, that the node projects were not legit. Let me see this video. Quite a lot of videos. Let's see the description. Some people are comparing it to a Ponzi scheme as well. Ah, yeah, people kept buying the strong nodes, that's why. Okay. Yeah, people are buying those strong nodes, and then it's almost like a Ponzi. It's not like Cats. Cats is different mechanics, but for this, you're buying nodes and then trying to pump the price. That's a different story. It's not like a real node. Yeah, on this 5-minute doge is climbing. It broke 7.1 as well, so that's good. We mentioned earlier that Doge was actually trading opposite of Bitcoin. It was pumping while Bitcoin was dipping, and possibly people watching it as well. I don't think he paid to show a coin in Heartgrove, because I definitely not promoting strong, and I did mention that it's possibly was a scam as well. That's why the price went to 1,000 and it came back down to under $10. As a long history as well, I would be very cautious of strong. I'm still in my Doge long. Been in this long for a while. I even had to add more money a while back to bring the liquidation price under towards that 5 cents range. So I'm still in my long. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, guys. I didn't take profit last time we spiked to 7.3. I'm gonna hold it a little bit longer to where it completely overbought on more daily time frames. I like Doge because there's no admin keys. It's decentralized. It's following the chart patterns very well for scalping as well. So it's something I was able to scalp and accumulate. So I do believe it will go to $1 one day, and I just accumulate as much Doge as possible. So definitely appreciate that aspect of Dogecoin. Let me check Discord. There's a lot of Discord message. Alan messaged me on Discord. He said people can't hear me. But yeah, Doge is climbing. We broke 7.14 right there too. Doge is getting big volume coming in here too, like 14 million candles. Giselle said it is a good time to enter Doge long tame. Why do you come in and chase it? I'll stop there. The good time to enter Doge was when I mentioned it was oversold 2 days ago. 2 days ago I mentioned it's oversold on my Discord, so that was a good time to enter. Right now we're overbought. It's not the best time to enter. You're not going to get the best return for your money right now. You're actually chasing right now, but the people that are entered and well cushioned, they have more room to ride this up. People that entered long now, high leverage, they're bag chasing. Look at this RSI, it's through the roof. Keep in mind we do have that strong resistance at 7.7 cents up here. And guys, you're going to see Doge diverging away from Bitcoin in the future as well in pumps like this. Because eventually Doge and Bitcoin are going to be completely different animals in the crypto space. I think a lot of people are forgetting one main aspect about Doge. You keep seeing Ethereum Classic and Ethereum Pump because of the merger. Well, eventually there's going to be a feature where you can burn Doge for those Ethereum gas fees. So keep that in mind. And then DXY was dumping as well. Yeah, we saw Jorge that DXY was dumping. I actually posted a video earlier where Vitalik dumped his Ethereum at the top before to force other people to sell. Like 70,000 Ethereum. $2 super chat from Crypto King. What crypto is good to buy right now? Well, a lot of these crypto on the weekly, if you look on the weekly, Doge looks very attractive. On the weekly, it looks like Doge may possibly be in this accumulation phase, and it's still breaking out of that oversold period. So, just the spot traders, yeah. But people trying to go long in futures with liquidations, and the price could do those big dips, got to be very careful. To put this in perspective, though, I'm going to pull up my Discord real quick where I put the Doge chart in there. And we were oversold. So it didn't take that long to go from oversold to overbought where we are now. But on that weekly, we're still plenty of room to go back up. Like some people, they just came back from their vacation. They're like, oh, Dogecoin 6 cents. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy a lot of Doge. They go in and buy a lot of Doge. And now they're not trading it. They're just letting it sit there and hold, driving up the price. So I want to show my Discord real quick. So this is the post I put 2 days ago. And I put right here, Doge 4-hour chart shows we're completely oversold. Usually that means we start losing bearish momentum. Well, I drew the chart a little bit more details. I put that we have support. I put conclusion impossible, price drop to support, but room to rise towards 77. So that resistance at 0.77. A lot of room to rise up here. We're completely oversold. This is a great time to accumulate. So this resistance at 0.77, and we may be rising up towards that resistance right now. Going closer and closer to that resistance at 7.7 cents. Now if we break that resistance, great, that's very beautiful. So what we're looking for now, we're just watching this uptrend, see if we're going to break that resistance or not. Rosa says you could scalp like 2/10 of a cent. 2/10 of a cent for something under 10 cents on 5 to 20 times leverage are significant gains. We're talking about $1,000 turn into $1,400. So significant gains. You scalp a 0.01 cents of Doge, and that's a big gain. Even spot traders are making a lot of money scalping Doge. You'd think you're earning pennies. But nobody's scalping just one Doge, right? Anybody in here trading only one Doge? Or are you trading thousands and millions of Doge? Obviously, we're not trading one Doge to try to get 0.01 cents. That would not make any sense. Doge is still above 7.1 right here. We break 7.2. We're still looking at 7.7 cents resistance though. Let me oh yeah, you're talking about the math, Rosa. I understand that. Let me show you guys a 4-hour chart. See this 4-hour top? This is our big resistance up here, 7.69. And honestly, I think we may get rejected up here. Last time I did a live scalp for Doge, big scalp, I drew on the charts that, hey, we'll probably get rejection at 7.7 come down. And that actually played out pretty well. We hit 7.7. We didn't pass it again, and it started coming down. People took profits on the way down. I took profits at 7.5 cents on the way down. I was really hoping we would go up above 7.7 break, but we didn't. And the moment I realized we were coming down, I had to take profits. And right here on the 4-hour chart, yes, we do have that golden cross, but man, it is very possible that we have trouble breaking 7.7 cents. But keep in mind, on the weekly, we're also so oversold, we have room to go to 21.45 on a weekly before being overbought. So a lot of people spot trading, they don't care about those liquidations. They're just buying in right now. And those spot traders are going to drive up the prices. You get five of these candles, and 5 consecutive candles are well over 100 million volume. That's a good sign for the people buying. Really good sign. But yeah, this is Doge right here. Doge is looking good. And maybe because Doge is pumping, after it pumps enough, some people just swap their Doge out for Bitcoin. And then when the world's richest man really wants to pump something, he can pump it. You have a man like Elon Musk, and you have a coin with under 20 billion market cap. It doesn't take a genius to do the math. We all know the outcome. We already know the outcome. And Bitcoin is now getting some traction after Doge, so it does like people are swapping some Doge for Bitcoin right now. Yep, Bitcoin's climbing up. So tonight's theme, we were going to try to watch Bitcoin, see if we hit that double top. Let's look at a Bitcoin chart. Or one moment. Doge is, I don't know if Doge is coming down exactly. Right here in the 1 minute, it's like we're at the top of this peak up here. and it's teetering. We're not getting that super high momentum. We're well over 400,000 volume already though. So in the last 20 minutes, these candles have been very good volume. Elon doesn't even have to buy Doge to make it moon. He can just tweet. It'd be very helpful if he starts tweeting his buys. He starts tweeting his buys. It helps us get stronger supports. That's one thing he can do. And he doesn't even have to buy a lot. But if he does want to force it and use his money, that is a possibility. So it does look like we are getting a little bit retracement on this shorter time frame, but that was a nice consecutive 20 minutes of increased volume. Very good consecutive volume for those 20 minutes for that buy pressure. That was very good buy pressure. Really happy to see that happening. Hey guys, look at this. Look at this Ethereum Classic chart. This actually, the momentum triggered the weekly buy signal on Ethereum Classic. So that's very interesting. Nothing yet for Bitcoin. Nothing yet for Doge. But man, seeing that price spike up after the Golden Cross candle, yeah, that's beautiful. We want to see Doge break above 7.2 and hold. Ideally, we go past that double top again. But man, this is very high volume of buys coming in today. Larry wants tea on XRP. XRP is a little bit difficult because of the lawsuit, so we don't have really good chart data right now. I'll look at XRP though. It's still following Bitcoin, thankfully, but it's not on many exchanges. After the lawsuit, you're probably seeing increased trading volume on XRP. People still trade it pretty well to these indicators, but XRP is down a lot because of the lawsuit. Yeah, the DXY is crashing. It's almost under 105. It's at 105.90. So, yeah, it's coming down. It's still coming down for the DXY. As DXY comes down, it's good for crypto. But these candles are slowly getting bigger and bigger. And Doge is still climbing as well. What's happening, everyone? People may be able to track his wallet. That's true. Or he could just put his wallet address, right? And then he doesn't have to tweet. He just moves from Doge into the wallet and people freak out. You guys are very quiet on Discord tonight. You guys watching the pump? Are you guys already in the trades, or are you just waiting on the sidelines? Okay. Yeah. Oh. You don't hear the Discord on YouTube, Alan? Oh, yeah. I have their own desktop audio.
And then.
Alright, I understand now. So, yeah, I just changed the desktop audio. Now YouTube can hear the Discord. That makes a lot of sense. Alright, I'm glad I was able to get that resolved. Crypto King, I have a different exchange for DXY probably.
Here comes the 12 o'clock dump.
44.
43.
0.
You guys happy with the current markets?
No, sir.
What's wrong with the markets?
I just want some cheaper crypto.
You want cheaper crypto?
Yeah, it's taking too long.
All right. So, I don't know. Tonight's not your night to be watching the charts. I suggest you set those trading view alerts. But man, we're early on the bull run. Biden signs that Inflation Reduction Act. Woo! We may see a Bitcoin 20% rip in 24-hour period. Woo! It's going to be a great day. Yeah, I'm waiting for the reversal. We're still waiting and watching, but no good signs. But there's indicators pointing towards a reversal to the uptrend. Definitely indicators pointing towards this uptrend, and we are kind of early. I mean, when I called that big resistance at 4.92 cents for Doge, that was very early, super early, because we didn't have all the data and we weren't sure. Luckily, I was able to accumulate some Doge, and I didn't accumulate a giant bag, but I accumulated enough, and I saved dry powder in case we went down further. But keep in mind, Biden signs that legislation. The CHIPS bill already passed. We could be looking at a nice little bull run for cryptocurrency. What is that bill Biden is going to sign? I'll pull it up on YouTube. I put it earlier on the stream. It's Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. So this is the full text of the bill. You guys want to read it together real quick? We can read it. And Manchin and Schumer were able to tackle this bill together. Let's read it. So basically, summary, closing tax loopholes in the Inflation Reduction Act. Oh man, they're gonna close the loopholes. I hope they don't put wash sell for crypto. They do that, I'm in trouble. Senate Democrats are submitting a tax revenue proposal to the Senate parliamentary for inclusion in reconciliation that would raise approximately $450 billion to pay for deficit reduction, clean energy, and climate investments. Now, the proposal's two main components would rebuild the IRS, oh boy, and impose a 15% corporate minimum tax to ensure the wealthiest Americans and corporations cannot avoid paying their fair share of taxes. Time to destroy my corporation.
Sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
By investing $80 billion over the next 10 years for tax enforcement and compliance, the Congressional Budget Office estimates the IRS will collect $203 billion. So they're investing $80 billion to help the IRS collect $203 billion. Any difference right here is wasted by the taxpayer, in my opinion. Additionally, the proposal would impose a 15% domestic tax on the approximately 200 largest corporations that currently pay less than that corporate tax rate. This provision will raise $313 billion. Every year, hardworking American families pay blah, 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 blah. Okay. The provisions appropriates 10-year funding for the IRS as follows. So basically, guys, I talked about taxes before. Taxes aren't just a way to raise money. By design, taxes are designed to remove money from the system. You remove money from the system on that mechanic, then you can also pull away that inflation. So you can lower inflation by removing money out of the system. And that's really what they're trying to do. And let me tell you, all of these taxes on these corporations, they're going to get passed down to these everyday American hardworking families. They're going to increase their prices. You and I are going to pay higher in prices as well. So
Exactly. They're removing the money from the system just from the wrong people who they claim to be taking it from.
yeah. So, and they claim this will stop inflation. But hey, if I have to pay higher taxes, I'm going to raise the price on my customers. Any business school, they teach you the business pass on all costs to consumers.
And not to mention, they keep saying that they're going to raise these taxes on all the rich people, the rich companies. They know how to get around that stuff. They're not changing the laws that allow them to get around it. They're just saying they're going to raise taxes. They know what they're doing.
So basically, it's a 15% corporate minimum tax. The current statutory corporate tax rate is 21%. However, some 200 or more larger corporations use tax loopholes to avoid paying that rate and actually pay below 15%. The corporate alternative minimum tax amount proposal would impose a 15% minimum tax on adjusted financial statement income for corporations with profits in excess of $1 billion. Okay, I can keep my corporation open. Woohoo! I'm not earning $1 billion.
We should all pay the same amount, no matter how much you make. Everyone pays their fair share. You make $2 million, it's 10% across the board or whatever.
Okay, that's not fair. That's not the same amount, buddy.
But it's not my fault you're a baller. You know, my son could be more in 10 years when I'm a millionaire. That's just the cause of becoming a millionaire.
You'll give up your U.S. citizenship really fast if that's the case. It says this provision would be effective for taxable years beginning after December 31st, 2022. So it would be like next year taxes.
Okay, maybe 2% to the rich.
But anyways, let me ask you a question. Do you think that these companies are going to pass on the cost to their consumers? Or do you think they're going to absorb the cost?
They're going to pass it on.
They will 100% pass on those costs. And this helps remove money from the system. That's the whole goal of this bill. The president doesn't want to say that it's to remove money from the system. They just want to say that it's to tax these corporations. Which
Well, yeah,
they
make
pass
it,
on
they
the
make
cost
it
to
sound
consumers.
good.
Sorry, do I sound loud in Heart Grove? Yeah, they're going to pass on these costs to consumers.
They make it sound good, like they're trying to help the average day person, but really it's the opposite.
And it's very funny. The money they're taking from these taxes, they're giving this money to corporations that they've actually bought stock in as well. Nancy Pelosi and her husband bought those Nvidia shares, Tesla shares. And then now they're passing this bill to tax other corporations, and they give funding to these other corporations. It's crazy. I wanted to see if Bitcoin could hit that double top tonight while I'm streaming. I can't stream too late these days. Gotta go to bed earlier, or I don't wake up early in the morning. Markets open. But man, I will say a lot of these charts and price predictions have been very eye-opening over the past 6 months. And Hartgrove says, is Doge going to retrace or what? It'll probably do some small retracements once we get to that 7.7 cents resistance line, and but currently we're not up there yet. So another Elon tweet comes out or something, that would be very helpful. So about who should be president, we don't know exactly who's running in the next election 2024, but if I had to guess, probably Ron DeSantis will be in the White House after the election. Why are people saying that volume? Are you talking about the price volume or the audio volume? They said the Discord guy had low volume. He didn't sound loud to me. All right, I think we're about to break that 7.2. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Whew. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Doge broke 7.2. That's beautiful. Doge to the moon. Yes, sir. All right, all right. Look at Doge. I'm going to end this YouTube live stream. I'm going to chat on Discord a little while, and then I'm going to head to bed. I made the decision a while back to no longer keep the YouTube running while I'm sleeping because I don't really see any benefits of it. Everybody's going to talk in a private channel anyways off the YouTube when I'm sleeping. I'll look at Litecoin real quick and then I'm going to head to bed. Litecoins is a fast cryptocurrency for transfer, by the way. So Litecoin is still above $60. And on the 4 hour, it's also similar. It's in that some fairly overbought range on the 4 hour. But on the weekly, Litecoin is still oversold. So on the weekly, it has room to go back up for Litecoin. And we're way above that 200 EMA. We're way above the Golden Cross line. Last time Golden Cross came in around $59 spike up. So on the daily, it does look like Litecoin is trying to reverse from those bottoms. So that's a good sign. People are very early into crypto right now. So yeah, this can be good for the markets. Some of these bills coming out, giving money to chip manufacturers and stuff. But we still have to work on that supply chain issue. You see these big wicks right here on 5 minutes? When you get big wicks like this, it indicates people are generally taking profits. But parabolic SAR is still uptrending for Doge, so even if people are taking profits up here, there's a chance the price can rise. Alright, I'm going to go to sleep soon. And I'll try to keep doing the lives every day, at least for an hour or 2 hours. I'll do longer streams in the day. It's already after 12 o'clock midnight here though, so thanks for watching the Crypto After Dark. I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh yeah, 24-hour live streams take a long time, Crypto King. I thought about doing 18 hours live and then sleeping, then doing 18 hours live. That provides a lot of information to retail traders. Good night.